Getting started, got that done. Welcome everybody. My name is Chuck Hansen. I will be your host here for the next 25-30 minutes or so. And you know what my job is this evening is to explain a few things to you. So I'm going to get right to it, right? Get that out of the way. Good. Like I said, congratulations, and I'm glad that you made it here. Thanks for stopping by. You know, my message is going to be all about timing. I'm sure that you've heard that phrase, you know, previously. If you've been around network marketing and failed, it probably wasn't your fault. It was probably due to bad timing. If you've never been around network marketing, hang on, you're going to hear some things that will be quite shocking because this industry produces incomes that are quite shocking. So the big money in this industry is very, very easy to make. Let me just tell you that on the front end. It's very easy to make if you can catch the right company at the right time of their growth cycle. You know, if that happens to you, then you know, there's a good chance that you will become one of those people that is written about. So I'm going to tell you about a company tonight called Valentis. They're a 5-year-old company that has grown, you know, just incredible growth over the last year, over 900% growth in the past 12 months. But more importantly, forget about the past. Let's talk about the future. Massive growth for the future. The next 3 to 5 years will be massive, massive growth. And as a result, you know, great potential. I'm going to explain how you can earn a 5, 6, 7-figure residual income and how you can start a business just like a franchise, but without all the upfront franchise fees. So buckle up. We got a lot of things to cover, got a short period of time to do it in. So before we get started, I like to ask a few questions. I like to find out who's out there that's, these are just very simple, basic questions, but I want to do it for you so that you can start thinking about things as we go through the presentation. Is it possible for you to make $100,000 a year doing what you're doing? You know, that's 3 times the average income. So is it possible? You know, if it's not possible, pay very close attention. What about $100,000 a month? You go, Chuck, wait a second. $100,000 a year is one thing. $100,000 a month is a whole different, you know, something else, right? You know, well, you know, you're prepared to hear about an industry that produces $100,000 a month income earners all the time. So how much money have you saved since you started working? You know, maybe not much if you've been working just a short period of time, maybe more, maybe, you know, less. But just be thinking about things. If you get sick or you get hurt and you can't work, what's your fate? What's going to happen to you? You know, who's going to take care of you, right? Are you trading time for money? Is that how you earn your income? If you are, you're going to have to pay close attention. Maybe you need a new plan, maybe a plan A, maybe a plan B in addition to your plan A. I love this here. It says, until you find a way to make money, even while you're sleeping, you will work until you die. So I'm going to give you a plan to show you how to work and earn money while you're sleeping. I didn't know anything about this plan until 31 years ago. It was 1987. A good friend of mine drugged me off to a network marketing meeting. I never wanted to go. He lied to me to get me into his Jaguar to take me to this meeting. Promised me dinner, but we never did get to have dinner. And he took me to this meeting. And you know, what I found in that meeting were people that didn't look particularly smart, that were making more money monthly than I was making annually in a business that I had worked 16 years to create, right? I owned an advertising agency for 16 years. So I paid very close attention to what was going on. And that evening, I made a decision. I said, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it. If they can figure it out, I can figure it out. And so that was the decision that I made that evening. And then I had to go home and tell my wife the decision that I had made. But, in the last 30 years, I've built teams of over 400,000 people in 39 countries. I've traveled over 6 million miles. I kind of semi-retired in 2018. I've semi-retired several times in my life, right? And only to come back out again for some unknown reason. And that unknown reason was a company called Valentis and a product called Slim Roast Optimum. And you're going to hear more about that as we move on. But, before I do that, I recorded something a little while ago with John Herenza, who's the #1 income earner, master distributor for Valentis, been with the company since the very beginning, has been a friend of the CEOs for a long time, 12, 15 years. And, I wanted you to hear from him, in his words, what's going on. This is John. This is a book that he wrote, Right or Almost Right, great book. So go to Amazon, buy it. I'm sure John will appreciate it. But let me let you hear from John, and then I'll be right back to you.
Thank you so much for that kind introduction. And, with your history and success you've had in the industry, Chuck, let me just say it's just an honor to be working with you. You're a legend in this industry and just, have done amazing things, and just so excited to have you here, with us here at Valentis. Folks, I'll give you a little history on myself. I've been now 30 years now in this industry. I grew up in a small town in Minnesota, actually still have a lake home there, very near where I grew up. I had no sales background. I was a blue collar worker. I was a welder, building, maintaining equipment. I have a learning disability, I have dyslexia. And so I came to the industry, with no self-esteem, no self-confidence, very, very shy and introverted. My first experience was NSA water filters, and just an amazing experience. It was 4 years there, learned the fundamentals, fell in love with network marketing, learned how important timing was, how important a consumable product was. And so I've now been 30 years in the industry. I've been with 4 companies. Every single experience has been phenomenal. NSA, 4 years, earned about $400,000, was with Rexall after that for 12 years, earned $4 million. From there, master distributor of Wayora, over that 12-year window, was able to earn about $10 million, and then another couple million with its sister company, Javita. And now I'm with Valentis, right? And what's led me to Valentis, number one, is because here's what I believe. Is all of these companies, right, and/or opportunities are made up of 5 critical elements, right? The company, the product, the compensation plan, the timing, and the training and support. And if 2 or 3 of those elements are not in place, it really doesn't matter how good we are, or how hard we work. Despite our best efforts, we're going to struggle, right? You could take me now, having earned $22 million in the industry, put me with a company where those elements aren't in place, and I'm going to struggle. I look at myself here today. I'm not a different person. I'm not doing anything different than I've ever done, but, averaging, almost $400,000 a month, on the verge of making $500,000 a month. So I'm not doing anything different. The difference is the vehicle, right? And let me, we all know, and I'm assuming most of these people watching this are people that have been in the industry, you've had success, hear these stories about timing, and timing really is everything, right? And timing is actually very predictable. Timing is a factor of numbers. There's very distinctive tipping points to where, that trigger, momentum and trigger that critical mass window where the company actually, just explodes. And here's what's, we've went in we've had our challenges. We're 5 years old. We had a really good start, or actually a slow start. Then in the middle, 2016, we had a great year. We had some challenges. In May of last year, May of 2018, we were under $1 million in sales. We just closed out July over $8 million in sales. Okay, we've grown $1 million in each of the last in the last 4 months, and we're on track here in August to grow another $1 million. But here's why I'm telling you the story from a strict number standpoint, right? we've reached that point. This point of geometric growth is starting to work for us, because 7 million of the 8 million in sales is all brand new volume. Everybody's new and fresh and excited. So our attrition is literally non-existent. And so it's kind of like if you look at that penny a day, double every day concept, and you know, you hit that certain tipping point where the compounding effect of numbers just, you know, kind of just take a course of its own, just explode. And if you look at, I got a little chart here. And if you look at the compounding effect of numbers, right, you know, a penny a day doubled every day, and it's about day 20. It's about day 20 that the numbers really become significant, right? And that's from a just kind of a comparison standpoint. I think that's where we are. We're at about day 20, because we have so many brand new, excited people making money and exploding that we're ready to absolutely explode. Okay, so we went from 1 million a month to 8 million a month in the last year. We went from 2 million a month to 8 million a month since the first of the year. And I believe by the end of this year, we're going to grow 1 million in August. I believe with our conference in Orlando, we're going to grow 2 million in September. And I believe we're going to be doing 12 million a month by the end of this year. So this, and it's not just here in the United States. I mean, Chuck, you were just telling me about a meeting in Nigeria where you had people stand, 400 people in Nigeria, and we're not even official there yet, right? I mean, I was in Spain, you know, in May, you know, we're doing like 1.5 million a month in Spain. I mean, the thing is absolutely ready to explode. And again, I could just keep going. I'm excited, folks. This is the absolute dream time to join a company, because we are ready to absolutely explode. So
So let me fill you in. August, we wound up just a hair shy of 10 million in volume in sales. September, we're on target and on track to do 12 million. So John was a little off on his forecast. He said by the first of the year, 12 million. So we're pushing ahead, right? And the other critical part is he's not on the verge of making 500,000 anymore. He's already crossed that bridge. So can you imagine, you know, $500,000 a month. So, hey, you know, and just the greatest guy in the world. So let me see, what did I do here? Okay, I stopped the video for some reason. And now I got the video back up. Okay, so let me get to the next slide. The next slide is really what I want to talk to you about. You know, the best opportunity I've seen in 30 years, and folks, I've looked at a lot of different opportunities, and it was all because of this product. You know, I was the fattest I had ever been back in May of 2018. I got a call from my good friend Dave Jordan. Dave said, Chuck, we've got the most amazing weight loss coffee. You just got to be on this call. This is the most incredible product I've ever seen. And I said, Dave, I said, I'm not interested in doing any building. He said, just listen to the call. And I was looking for a way to lose some weight. So, you know, the law of attraction set in, right? So I listened to the call, great testimonials. I thought, well, what the heck? I mean, I'm going to go ahead and order some of that stuff, which I did. I started drinking it, and about a week later, and you know, I accidentally got on a scale, long story, but I was at the vet's office with my dog, got on that scale, and, you know, it just didn't register where I thought it should register. Went home, weighed myself, I'd lost 9 pounds the first week. That got me excited. Now I started paying attention. I lost 18 pounds the first month. I just had no appetite. I had plenty of energy. I didn't, you know, I wasn't jacked up. I wasn't, you know, anything, you know, wasn't a caffeine high, basically. And I said, you know what, this is the darndest product I've ever seen in my life. So I called Dave up and I said, Dave, I'm grabbing an airplane ticket. I'm coming to Sioux Falls, South Dakota, and I'm going to come spend a couple of days with you. So I flew up there, walked through those doors, and sat down with Dave for a couple of days and did my own due diligence, right? I mean, I looked at everything. I found a company that was at that time 4 years old, that had done $80 million worth of business, that has a global seamless compensation plan, which means that we can enroll and refer people anywhere in the world, right? They ship products anywhere in the world now with a new contract with DHL. First international office is in the Philippines, shipping products to all of Southeast Asia. A very experienced, very talented, very hardworking CEO, Dave Jordan, and his wife, Joyce. Just great, great, great people. So I made the decision. You know, it was one of those decisions, right? It was, I could pass or I could do it. And if I passed, I knew I was going to lay millions of dollars on the table. Millions and millions of dollars on the table. And so I said, I don't want to do that. I want to build. So I went to Dave and I said, Dave, I'm going to take back what I said about not building. You know, guys, here's our product line. We've got like 22 products now, and any company would be glad to have any of these products and to run with them. The 24/7 carb blocker product is a killer product. The Max Prevail Max product is a killer product. The detox product is an amazing product. I stay focused on one product because it gets instant results on almost everybody almost instantly. Instant results, right? I mean, that's what everybody's looking for you know, they don't want to wait. They don't want to try to figure out if something is working or not. They want to know instantly if something is working. And I'm telling you, this is the product that everybody's been waiting for. John was talking about our growth. You know, I joined in May, 700,000, and as a result of my efforts, no, I'm just kidding. It wasn't a result of all my efforts, just a little teeny part of my efforts. You know, we went to 7 million in 12 months, right? And that growth is just starting. So the optimum time to join is now, you know, now. So 900% growth. And that's what this chart is all about, guys. I mean, it's about momentum. That is a phrase that is used in the network marketing industry to depict companies that go into this massive growth, right? This massive vertical growth. A lot of companies talk about it. Very few companies ever experience it. But, you know, when a company does, and they have all the right components together, you know, and the components being really two critical components, people making money and people getting results off a product that's amazing. And we have both of those. And you'll see more documentation of that as we move through this presentation. But, you know, critical mass usually starts at 10, 12 million a month. That's where we are, guys. I mean, it's going to just continue to get better until we get into the weight loss season, January, right? Everybody's New Year's resolutions to lose weight. I mean, give me a break. How many people do you know that drink coffee that would love to lose weight effortlessly? I mean, just, you know, without doing anything. I've lost now 40 pounds. My waist has shrunk 7 inches from a 40 to a 33. I actually have a waist, and now I'm in the best shape of my life. So, you know, here's where we are. Here's where we're going. You know, the tipping point was May of 2018. And I saw this whole thing. And why was I able to see it? A lot of other people couldn't see it. I've experienced it before. I've been with 3 other companies that have gone through this massive growth. And as a result of that massive growth, I've made millions and millions of dollars with those companies. And, you know, people say, boy, you're sure lucky. Yeah, I'm lucky. I'd rather be lucky than good, right? So, you know, luck is on your side. If you're looking for a business opportunity to change your life, then I would highly suggest that you continue looking at Valentis. Here's where we're going. I mean, this is absolutely phenomenal. Now, will it happen just like this? Of course not. We're not going to go 5 million, 5 million, 5 million, 5 million. We're raising that bar every month by 1 million, 1.5 million now. But, you know, it will get to 5 million, and then it'll get to 6 million, and then it'll get to 8 million. And then over the course of, you know, this next year, 2020, which will be an awesome year, we'll start doing numbers like this, 40, 50, 60 million a month. Half of that goes back into the field as commission. So just think about it for a second. So just think about the commissions. We get up to $450 million for total sales in 2020, which is what I project we're going to do. That's $225 million paid back to the field. So, hey, I wanted you to see this, and I wanted you to see it not particularly for what it takes, the qualifications, but I'm telling you the qualifications are very simple. We got the best compensation plan that I've ever seen in the industry. It pays and pays and pays and pays and pays. And, you know, brand new people are making money. Seasoned people like John, Rick, Gerald's, myself are all making money. So you can see the average monthly income of a diamond, $3,000 to $6,000. Double diamond, $7,500 to $12,000. Triple diamond, $15,000 to $30,000. That's a nice income, right? I mean, think about it for a second. Get the triple diamond, $15,000 to $30,000 a month. Not bad, right? I got the triple diamond in October of last year, trying to work on getting to the next level. My buddy Rick was at blue diamond and moved on to royal diamond. So, I mean, it's all there. And what I see is possibilities. Anytime I see other people making money, I know I can do it, right? It's already been done. I can do it. Here's what happened to me. And if I can do it, you can do it, right? $724 my first check. 12 months later, my weekly check, $11,300. And, it's because of this. It's because of the team. I had no team back here, and now I have a team all growing, and so I get paid on that team. So almost $225,000 I earned in my first 12 months, but more importantly, I've already earned $107,000 in the first 3 months of my second year. So I've earned almost half as much money in only 25% of the time, 3 months, right? So if you think that network marketing doesn't produce, big incomes, you're wrong. I was wrong. I just never knew it until I got involved in the industry. More millionaires, more people, and, it's just not the money, it's the freedom and the decisions and all the other things that go along with making the money. John is now the number 11 ranking income earner in the entire industry, right, of millions of people. Rick's 241, Jen's 338, Dr. Chi is 610, Karen's 847, I'm 893, and we're going to have hundreds of people on this list. This is published by Business for Home magazine. You can go to businessforhome.org and read all about it. But, it's there as proof positive and documentation that this is a real business and real incomes are being made. So a question I ask everybody, and I'll ask you, if there was a pretty darn good chance that a $600 investment and 10, 12, 15 hours a week part-time effort over the course of the next 3 to 5 years could produce a 6 or perhaps a 7-figure annual income, is that something you'd be interested in doing? Of course you would. I see the hands going up, right? Of course, everybody wants to do it. $600 to earn a 6 or 7-figure annual residual income? Are you kidding me? Everybody wants to do that. So that's the message that we have, and that's the message we've got to get out. We've got complete training. Part of your responsibility in becoming a distributor with Valentis is that you have no boss, right? No boss, unless it's your spouse. Unlimited income potential. You can do business all over the globe. So wherever you have contacts, no employees, lots of tax benefits, and the list of benefits go on and on and on. There's only one way to get started, in my opinion. We've got 3 different ways. We've got a platinum package, we've got a ruby package, and an emerald package, and you see the prices. This is the package. The Ruby package is the package because it maximizes the compensation plan. And I suggest you get the 350 samples because you'll have enough opportunity to give those samples away. We'll show you exactly how to do that and why you want to do that way. So I mean, there's a couple of other things. Like I said, it maximizes the compensation plan. You get to participate in a legacy bonus, in a dual team, and we've got lots of videos that explain the compensation plan, a dual team match, and a global bonus pool. So, hey, cough it up, $600, $160 a month, make the commitment, stay with the commitment, build a global business, and 3 to 5 years, you'll be thanking me for listening to this and doing this. But, you know, make sure that you thank the person that invited you onto this. The first diamond in my organization was Marshall Silver. Marshall is a renowned, world famous hypnotist and sought after speaker and coach. Great guy. He saw me posting some things about, you know, losing weight, and he reached out to me and he said, Chuck, how in the world are you doing that? I said, Marshall, I'm drinking this magic coffee. He said, you've got my address, send me some of that stuff. So I did, and he loved it, and now he promotes Valentis and the Slim Roast Optimum Coffee at all of his events. And he said, hey, for anybody that buys the Ruby Business Builder package, I'll give you 2 tickets to my Turning Point event. It's 3 days with Marshall Silver. Absolutely amazing. So you can go to silver, SYLVER.com, silver.com/TP for Turning Point, and you can read and watch the videos and all of those things. Marshall's also just opening. In fact, the opening is Friday in Carlsbad, California. So if you're around Carlsbad, it's called the Certainty Theater, and he's going to start putting on shows at his theater that he owns down there. So, hey, where do you see yourself? Are you an A? You know, hopefully you are. Hopefully you're ready to get started. You can't wait to get started. And maybe you're a B. That's how I was. I had a lot of questions before I pulled the trigger. And so I got all my questions answered. Maybe you won't have to fly to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Maybe we can help you with those questions. But if in case you do have to fly there, we'll make sure that you get to sit down with somebody and get all your questions answered. You know, and maybe you're a C. Maybe, you know, maybe this is not for you. And that's okay. You know, it's not for everybody, right? And maybe you're, you know, just thinking about becoming a customer, and that's okay too. I tell the people that want to become customers, you know, get used to people asking you how you're losing the weight, and then you're going to want to become a distributor and get started, because you might as well make money while you're losing some weight. You know, the last thing that I want to leave you with is a little video from my buddy Les Brown. You know, how long are you willing to work on your dream? You know, for some people, it's not very long, and unfortunately, they don't have a very big dream. Other, you know, like John and Rick, I mean, I really, you know, give them all the accolades because they stuck in here, right? They worked it through a startup phase. They worked it through those phases, and most companies fail and go out of business. And luckily, Dave was, you know, had enough business acumen to take him through those times. Most companies don't. So you've been presented an opportunity that could change your life. Now what, right? Are you just going to sit there and watch it happen? Or are you going to just jump in and make something happen? I'm going to I'll leave you with this little video, and then I'll get right back to you.
In the Far East, they have something that's called the Chinese bamboo tree. The Chinese bamboo tree takes 5 years to grow. They have to water and fertilize the ground where it is every day. And it doesn't break through the ground until the 5th year. But once it breaks through the ground, within 5 weeks, it grows 90 feet tall. Now the question is, does it grow 90 feet tall in 5 weeks or 5 years? The answer is obvious. It grows 90 feet tall in 5 years, because at any time that person stopped watering and nurturing and fertilizing that dream, that bamboo tree would have died in the ground. And I can see people coming out talking to a guy out there watering and fertilizing the ground that's not showing anything. Hey, what you doing? You've been out here a long time, man. And the conversation in the neighborhood is, you growing a Chinese bamboo tree, is that right? Yeah, that's right. Well, even Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can see ain't nothing showing. So how long you been working on this? How long have you been working on your dreams? And you have nothing to show. This is all you got to show. People gonna do that to you. And some people, ladies and gentlemen, they stop. Because they don't see instant results. It doesn't happen quickly. They stop. Oh, no. You got to keep on watering your dream. That is not going to happen as quickly as you want it to happen. A lot of things are going to happen that will catch you off guard. And so therefore you've got to deal with and handle it as it comes. And not only that, but that faith and patience drives you into action. You've got to keep moving and keep plugging away. See, during those hard times, we didn't know how you're going to make payroll. During those times when you failed and things didn't work out, they were nowhere to be found. But you know what I discovered? When you're working at your dream, somebody said the harder the battle, the sweeter the victory. Oh, it's sweet to you. It's good to you. Why? See, when it's hard and there's a struggle, see, what you become in the process is more important than the dream. That's far more important. The kind of person you become, the character that you build, the courage that you develop, the faith that you're manifesting. Oh, it's something that you get up in the morning, you look yourself in the mirror, you're a different kind of person. You walk with a different kind of spirit. And people know that you know what life is, that you have embraced life. You know it was hard, but you did it hard.
All right. Well, guys, so that's a little bit from Les Brown. So you're one decision away from success. You know, success and failure is separated by one decision. I could have just as easily said no back in June of 2018 and walked away and continued doing what I was doing, or, you know, I said yes, right? And because I knew where we were headed. I'm going to encourage you to, you know, get back to the person that invited you on to see this presentation and, you know, let them know where you're at. You know, just be honest with them. Just say, hey, if, you know, I want to get started. I want to buy a business builder pack. Help me and let's get going. Tomorrow night at 8 p.m. East Coast time, Mitch does a great presentation. You'll definitely want to, and here's what I want you to do. Go find some people, make sure that they're in front of their computer or in front of their phone, and send them the invitation to be on that Zoom tomorrow at 8 p.m. And the code number for that Zoom is 570. It's a different code number, 570-415-070. 570-415-070. And then on Wednesday, I'll be back on this same code number. So, you know, and then on Thursday, Mitch will be there at 8 p.m. We've got Russian, you know, presentations that are happening. We've got Spanish presentations that are happening. We've got training that's going on all the time. The company has got calls that are going on all the time. So, hey, you know, I want to thank you for your time here this evening. It was special, and I will talk to you guys all on Wednesday. I hope to see you all at our next event in Las Vegas in May, right? Put that on your calendar, Las Vegas in May. And with that, again, God bless everybody. Thanks for joining me here this evening. And I will end this meeting officially. Good night, everybody.
Thank you, Chuck.
You betcha.